I want to thank everybody for coming. I am Representative Marcus Brandon from Hereford County. I want to thank Daryl Allison and his incredible staff at Parents for Educational Freedom for help leading us the way through forward on this bill. People want to know how I got here on this particular issue, and I let them know that it was my constituents that led me here. And when I first ran for office and I knocked on doors and I tried to figure out why in the world my community was the way it was, and why I had 41% of African American males that were not graduating from school, and where I had 60% of kids that were not reading on grade level. And then you turn around and you look at the conditions of the community, and where I had the highest HIV/AIDS rate, and where I had the highest infant mortality rate, and where I had more people that didn't have felons. And you can see how this all intertwines into one complete cycle. And so what I realized is that we needed space and we needed opportunity to be able to deal with all of these issues. And one of the things that kept coming up to me was that all the parents asking me, what are we going to do about this school that that's been in our neighborhood for 25 years, that has been failing for 25 years? And I worked very hard to make sure that that school comes from a failing school to a performing school. But the core issue of this is that how do we look a parent in the face and say, ma'am, I understand that your child has been suspended twice. I understand that they might have 3 Fs on their report card. I understand all of that, but because therefore you live in that zip code, you must attend that school. And how do I have that conversation? But I will like to let my friends on my side of the aisle and others to let everybody know that that is not even close to being a progressive conversation. It has nothing to do with our progressive ideals, and it has nothing to do with the ideals of the Democratic Party. We don't stand for things like that. If you do things over and over and over again to the detriment of poor and minority communities, that is not close to being progressive. And it's time for us to understand that conversation. It's time for us to understand what that really looks like. And it's time for us to start representing our constituencies and not necessarily entities and 50-year-old rhetoric and mindsets. So that's why I stand and that's why I fight. I fight very hard for the constituents that I have to represent, that they sent me here. I'm not really interested in what other people's agendas are or anything like that. I know what mine is, and I know that it is for me to make sure that I have every single child in my community has the same access and opportunity as anybody else does. And that's why I'm here, and I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope that we can all support Opportunity Scholarship Bill. Thank you.